Game studios or slot developers are the ones that create all the slots that we play at online casinos. And in this video, we will have a look at the ones that are hot and cold in 2025 so far. Start with Playing Go, the massive game studio that has created hits like Book of Dead, Legacy of Dead, Reactoons, Rise of Olympus, and the list goes on. They have also recently started a marketing partnership with the Formula One team, which is rumored to cost them about $10 to $20 million per year. And when we look at their most famous games, Book of Dead is the one that really stands out. It's been played for many years now. I think it was released in around 2016, and it's still on the top list in many casinos. It's a bit of a mystery why it's so popular, since it's a very simple slot. Maybe that's one of the reasons. It's also, let's say, been influenced by Book of Ra, that was popular or still is at land-based casinos. And in Book of Dead, you just play in the base game and wait for those scatters to land. When you hit free spins, you get one selected symbol that will become expanding, and that's pretty much it. So what is the problem then with Book of Dead? Let's have a look at their most recent slots. Playing Go release about one new slot per week during the whole year. So you can imagine what kind of production line they have there in their studios. Creating that many slots doesn't necessarily mean that all of them will be great. It's quite the opposite. However, the games Playing Go release always have a certain quality threshold. It's rare that we find like really bad games, but we don't find many hits either recently. I mean, the reason why they do this is that you have those hit slots that are constantly visible in the best positions in the game lobbies, and then to back that up, they have a constant flow of new games that are released. So that keeps players playing a lot of Go slots. And we can, for example, see here that the Legion Gold games, this is the third version, they have been popular. Okay, but not amazing. We have the Invading Vegas and a lot of Dead follow-ups, Book of Dead, different versions. Not always the same features, but still. And we also find some fishing theme slots, a lot of Egypt, and so on. They have also released some 100 versions of their previous older slots that were popular, and those usually have some upgraded graphics and a higher max win. So they're not a bad game studio, but they are not flying either in terms of creating amazing new slots. So that's why we put them on the cold list for now. We don't expect this strategy to change since it seems to be working for them, but it is a little bit of a shame since we always hope for more when it comes to Playing Go. A giant that has lost some of its traction is NetEnt. I'm sure you're aware of NetEnt thanks to slots like Starburst, Gonzo's Quest, Twin Spin, and a lot of those old, really fun slots that still are quite popular. NetEnt was one of the first game studios within the online casino space and quickly became a fan favorite. Not only because there was so few to choose from, but they did create some really good games. But so what has happened with NetEnt? In 2020, they were acquired by Evolution Gaming for quite a hefty price tag of 1.8 billion euros. Yes, billion. Quite crazy price for that. But why did I buy NetEnt? Well, what they first did was that they instantly closed down their live casino department. So probably they bought them to get rid of a competitor that they were fearing a bit. But they also bought them for their slots. So what has happened there lately? Let's have a closer look at their recent slots. So NetEnt releases slots quite frequently as well. But they're not really terrible slots, but they're not that great either sometimes. It's quite a big variation on how good or bad they are. There are some highlights like Starburst Galaxy. We enjoy that slot, but it could be that that was a bit too complicated for a lot of players since it was so different from the original Starburst. You can check our Starburst video review where we show you all the features in detail. And otherwise, it's quite a mix. It's a bit of up and down. They also tried Twister here, a branded slot, which was pretty good for what it is. But still, it doesn't raise any eyebrows or become like fan favorites like their older games. And they also tried Jackhammer follow up, which also was decent, but still not that great. Finn and Candy Spin, which is another follow up, also was okay, but still didn't really hit home. Twin Spin Extreme, decent. Wishmaster Megaways, a bit better. But as you see, it's a bit up and down. They also tried this Big Bang Boom, which was something completely different, very experimental. So they are trying things. It's just that they don't really get that home run at the moment. So not sure what they need to do over there to get things moving a bit better. Do you remember those? They also were quite early with releasing online slots, and they had quite a lot of success with the Viking series, Vikings Go, Berserk, and some of those. But where are they lately? I mean, they are still constantly releasing new slots, and they seem to have had some success with their double max slots. For example, the Vampire Riches double max was one that we enjoyed quite a lot, but still, that game studio is nowhere where they used to be. Maybe because of the competition that's out there, and they have also changed their leadership and did like a restart and was supposed to come up with some really exciting stuff, but we're still waiting for that. So let's see what happens with Yggdrasil. Big Time Gaming is one game studio that we really like, and they are also the ones that invented the Megaways mechanic. And you have probably played Bonanza Megaways, Extra Chili Megaways, White Rabbit Megaways, and they have quite a lot of these really good slots from some years back. But what has happened there lately? Let's have a closer look. Big Time Gaming is one of those game studios that doesn't release slots too often, as they release less than one new game per month. And lately they have they had a follow up to the Max Megaways game that's been popular. We saw Burgers, that was a follow up to Donuts, and Danger High Voltage 2. But for example, Danger High Voltage 2 didn't get that amazing feedback from players and the community as the first game was such an iconic slot that a lot of players really enjoyed. Lately, they've also focused on the Mega Doser mechanic, for example, here in Danger High Voltage 2. And this is a bit of a divider. Big Time Gaming themselves are saying that this is really successful and players like it. We are not so sure, at least our personal view on that. It is a bit of a deal breaker. If you either like this, then you will like these games. They have used it now in 3 different slots. In Max Megaways 3, Danger High Voltage 2, and Bonanza Falls. So if you haven't tried it yet, have a go and see what you think. But although we like Big Time Gaming, we believe that they can do a lot more. Blueprint was one of those game studios that had some amazing success with the Megaways mechanic. Maybe because they were one of the first that get that license to be able to make those games from Big Time Gaming. And I mean, they're popular, especially in the UK market. But when we look at some of their latest releases, They have focused a lot on branded slots like the Goonies, Megaways, and Lost Boys, that movie from back in the days. Flintstones and Napoleon and some others, even a Maradona slot. But they are not flying like they used to. At least that's the feeling we have about Blueprint. And I'm sure that they can make a great comeback and do well in 2025, but probably they need to step up a bit more. Push Gaming is another fan favorite thanks to slots like Jamming Jars. We had Razor Shark and Fat Rabbit and a bunch of really big hits. But lately it's been a bit up and down. They also been acquired by Leo Vegas, the online casino. Probably they wanted to expand their business a bit more. Well, Leo Vegas is now owned by BetMGM, that behemoth. When we look at the Push Gaming game catalog, you might have some favorites here or games that you enjoy, like Razorways was good. We also liked Hearts Highway, Retro Sweets. Boss Bear had some success, and Goat Getter wasn't bad. Razor Returns, also really good. But there's a bit of an up and down there as well at Push Gaming. They're not really consistent. There are some games that come and go really fast. The good thing about Push Gaming is that they don't release too many slots too often. So uh, maybe it's a bit unfair to put them on the cold list, but we believe that they can do even better because there's a lot of potential here in this game studio. Red Tiger is one of those game studios that was really hot and special some years back. They didn't have any real big hits, but they had those daily jackpots that were popular on their games. And they were acquired by NetEnt in 2019. They paid 220 million pounds for them. And today they're all owned by Evolution Gaming. That cooperation started well with NetEnt since NetEnt got hold of the Megaways license through Red Tiger. So they released Gonzo's Quest Megaways and Piggy Rich's Megaways and a few others that were really good. But lately, I mean, can you remember a Red Tiger slot that was really good lately? It's been a while. So we're starting to wonder if maybe Red Tiger isn't needed anymore. They're starting to look more and more like NetEnt. Maybe Evolution Gaming will combine those two to save some cost. Let's see what happens. Or will we see Red Tiger maybe make a massive comeback and start creating some great games? Probably not. Let's see. Relax Gaming is quite a success story. I did work in the same office as the founder, the original founder of Relax Gaming, and I remember back in the days when they started with a fast poker product. I don't know if you remember those. And one of their early clients were Unibet. And then Relax Gaming started creating online slots, and in the early days, around 2011 12, Unibet, or nowadays they're called Kindred, were one of the early clients and used their games, even though they weren't that great in the beginning. Probably there was a good deal for Unibet to uh, channel players towards those games because they had more profit on them. But during the years, Relax Gaming evolved and became one of the best game studios. They released slots like the Money Train series, and others that we like are Dead Riders Trail and Top Dog. I mean, the list goes on. And they have also cooperated with slot streamers and released some games with those. Immortal 5 is one of the examples of a cooperation with slot streamers, and we did like that one. And another one that we recently like, which is not made with streamers, but a good one, is Winter Champions, a Unfortunately, that one probably won't be played much after the winter, but try that one out. That's a cool one. But it's the same there. There is a feeling that they have lost a little bit of their momentum because, or maybe because they were acquired completely by Kindred in 2021. Could be one of the reasons, but they're still like pretty good. Let's say lukewarm. There's a lot of good games coming from there, but also not as consistent as they used to be. But we really like Relax. No Limit City is an exciting game studio, and it's pretty much thanks to them that we have so much variety in the online casino space nowadays. They have created a lot of crazy slots and different ones, some provocative ones as well, and big wins, very volatile, and some very interesting games. There was a bit of a downgrade in the quality of games around 2022 and after when they were acquired by Evolution Gaming. Yes, Evolution Gaming owns No Limit City as well. They paid 340 million euros or 287 million pounds for that company. But we have seen some really good games from them lately. Limit City has communicated lately that they will diversify a bit. So instead of just focusing on really uh, risky slots where you can win big but lose fast, they will also look at games that maybe is interesting for beginners or casual players. And maybe one step towards that direction is Dead or Deader. Although it's a highly volatile slot, it was very minimalistic in with the features and the way it looks. No Limit City is often known for a bit sometimes complicated features and a lot of them packed in a game, but that is one example when it's easy to understand and you quickly know how to play the game. They have also released Tombstone Slaughter, which is the game with the highest max win of all online slots. If you exclude jackpots, you can win up to 500,000 times the bet. They've also made, let's say, a game influenced by Pirates. Pirates 3, for example. It's called Tanked. And we did enjoy it. It's worth trying that one out if you like the Pirates games. There's also San Quentin 2, really good release, Stockholm Syndrome, and so on. And sometimes No Limits still show their crazy side, like with Land of the Free, Kenneth Must Die, and others. And we predict No Limits City to have a great 2025. Let's just see how this new strategy plans out with games that will be different from what we usually associate them with. Pragmatic play has become one of the giants in the online casino industry. And I was talking to one of their representatives about a year ago, and he was telling me a story that 6 years ago, online casinos didn't even really want to talk to them. They were not interesting at all, and now they are one of the biggest. So that shows what can happen. And one of the reasons why they got there was that they have released some big hits like Sweet Bonanza. We have Sugar Rush, Gates of Olympus, and the Big Bass slots. Loads of them in cooperation with Real Kingdom. But the Pragmatic Play has a similar strategy as Play and Go. They release one new game per week. So obviously the quality will get affected. So there's a lot of high and low. Some are good releases and some not that great. The reason why Pragmatic Play released so many new games is that similar to Play and Go, you have those hits that gets loads of traffic. We call it traffic in the industry, but players. And to back that up, they constantly release new slots so that they always find Pragmatic Play games in the game lobbies because they constantly release new ones. So even though some games maybe aren't that great or popular and disappear quickly, it's still a strategy that works for them. And we can see that in the games that they release. I mean, there's a lot of these big bass slots, over 20 of them now. They seem to be popular, even though there's so many. People just keep playing them. They're alright, but I mean, it's a bit boring that there's so many of them. But yeah, they also create some games that maybe you would find or look like games from land-based casinos that target a different kind of type of player. But yeah, Pragmatic Play is they're amazing, but not all their games are great. So check our slot reviews before you play with real money to get an idea of the quality of that game you're interested in. Thunderkick is one of those game studios that release really good games, but it feels like it's only a matter of time before that super hit comes out. They have some great games from the past. One of our favorites is Flame Busters with a retro look and feel. This is a good one. It could be that you never came across this one, so we recommend it. It's fun. They have also released some good slots lately, like Hot Potato. We liked Split Happens. It seems like that one disappeared quickly, but that was a good one. And there's the Vilos 2 and others. This is one game studio that will have a good year. We're sure of that. Have arrived to the hot ones on this list, and the first one is Elk Studios. And one of the main reasons is Pirates, the Pirate slots, and especially Pirates 3. That slot is amazing. And we met Elk Studios at a conference about a year back as well. And they told us that they were surprised with the success that the Pirates 2 game had. And Pirates 3 has most likely been even more popular because it's listed in all online casinos game lobbies in one of the most popular slots section. They also were they're brave. They release different kind of games. They have the guts to explore new types of features and try new things. And there's always a really high threshold on the quality on their games. They're really impressive. And some of the recent good games include Cygnus 5. There's the Thorough and the bull games in that category. Nitropolis also popular, but maybe they have overdone that a little bit. Nitropolis 5 was the last one, but there was a lot of there in one stretch. But overall, a great game studio that we believe will also continue to create great games in 2025. Hexo Gaming is the second one on our hot list for game studios in 2025 so far. There's some great games in their catalog. For example, Wanted Dead or a Wild with 3 different bonuses. Super popular game, and we think it's the best Wild West themed slot released so far. There's also Hand of Anubis that we like. We like the Le Viking, Le Pharaoh, and Le Bandit slots. There are some different ones like Fire My Laser, which is not your typical online slot, but more like an arcade game. So Hexa Gaming, they release great games, but they also, like Elk Studios, have the guts to experiment and try really different things. And when you think of Hexa Gaming, they came from a background of creating scratch cards online to now being one of the absolute best game studios there is. That is really impressive, and it's going to be interesting to see what we will see from them during the rest of the year. This video became a bit longer than I originally planned, but so thanks if you're still here watching this. We finish off with 2 exciting upcoming game studios. First of all, there's loads of game studios out there, so it's a bit hard to maybe pick out a few. But there's two that we really like. One of them is Print Studios. They have released some great games like Darkness. There was Tarask. I think that's how you pronounce it, Tarask. Very different and fun game to try out. There's also Pine of Plinko and other Plinko slots where they take the Plinko game to an online slot version. Really good. Then the second one we want to highlight is Slot Mill, another upcoming game studio that creates some great slots. You won't find them in all casinos yet since they're so new, but two games that are worth mentioning include Brew Brothers, a really fun one, and Last Man Standing. That one really showed what this game studio has, or what their potential is. Here you play with different pre-game to the free spins and some really good features in this one. A fun game to play. So try that one out as well.